it was crocodile skin, mock crocodile skin, covered in silver, so it looked like a mirror ball.
Oh, geez.
Right? It was the most audacious item of clothing you could ever see. $6,000. $6,000 jacket, right? $6,000 jacket. I'm there with a friend. I put it on, and I'm like, this is the ugliest. And I love John Mavada stuff, right? But I was like, this is the ugliest fucking jacket I have ever. And it had a popped collar, like I was Elvis. A collar up that was up to my ears.
Right.
Right? Popped silver collar with zips at the back and zips and zips and zips. And it was all silver like this, right? And I put it on, and I was like, how fucking ugly is this jacket? And all I hear is, you look fab in that jacket. I turn, and it's Ringo Starr, and he goes, that would be a great item in your wardrobe.
How did you feel walking around in it?
I just thought, fucking Beatle told me I look good in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's breaking bread.
Hey kids, I'm out on tour and going pretty heavy this fall, winter, up pretty much straight through until next June. We just announced a whole bunch of new dates. We're going to San Francisco, NJ Pack, Philadelphia. We're going to just a whole bunch of places. We're going to Austin, Texas is on. We're going to a whole run in Florida. We've got some Canadian dates. There's no chance that you don't live near where I am coming. So go to tompapa.com, look up the new tour. Also, our new bread products. I have this new line of bread products, Tom Papa and Nambe, this beautiful, beautiful designer. We have a whole bunch of bread products that's coming out. That'll be on tompapa.com as well. So head over there, and I'll see you on the road. Also, anyone who hasn't joined our Patreon, join our Patreon. It's a great place to get extra bonus content, a great way to support us here at the podcast. We need one more person. We can't afford them. And we need you to pay for it. It's a great place, and it's a great way to round out the community. So go to patreon.com and look up our podcast and join us. It's a fun way to be a part of the community, and you guys are the best.
One of Bill Burr's specials was just him live at Red Rock, and they had so many cameras for the side screens that someone went, this is actually a pretty good special. Right?
Really?
And they just used the footage that the audience were watching during the thing. And Netflix were like, live at Red Rock, great. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, with us, it's like, you need it in 17K on your face.
I know.
We want to see your
We're
paws.
all funny looking.
Yeah.
We're all getting weird necks.
Yeah, as I get older, the fucking definition's getting better. The only show that still seems to be getting away with low def cameras is RuPaul's Drag Race. The drag queens have gone, no.
Right.
No. It's hard enough to fool people in a dark nightclub.
Back up.
Yeah.
I know. All our specials are in like the highest def you could possibly get. We're the funniest looking people in the world.
You're making this fruit bowl in my head look fake. Yeah. Comedians, boom. I also think multicam sitcoms, we haven't had a great multicam sitcom, I would say, for a decade. And someone might say, what about blah, 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 whatever. Probably the last one that was hugely popular, Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Right? It was huge. And I was going to do a multicam sitcom for NBC, and I got a lot of you've sold out type of stuff. And you're like, do we all remember how good Friends and Seinfeld and, Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Cheers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how good these things were. But I think... especially Cheers, if you had that, it looked like a bar. It looked like a bar that was well worn, that people had sat in, that the seats were old, that the bars had little chips in it. I don't know if it would have with a high def camera.
I know. It really, even like watching movies sometimes, you like this great movie that you grew up with that you love, and now it's redone in high def and on your high def television set, and everything looks fake and stilted, and it doesn't have that film quality about it.
I tried to show my son the Last Starfighter which was about that guy in the caravan park playing the video game.
Right.
That movie does not hold up, and that could do with a nice filter over the top of it.
Really?
Yeah, it's no Star Wars, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's like all the graphics and all that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Cheers, so I'm here to promote my special and other things. I got
Your special's great.
Oh, thank you.
It really is so good.
Two limb special, two limb policy. It's called, because I take photos with people who are missing two limbs. But now I've got a new policy that I'm adding on to it.
You do?
Well, I've had so many amputees reach out to me in the last week. Mm-hmm. When I say so many, like 8.
Yeah.
Right, but enough. It's hard for them to text.
The ones who can text.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I had so many of them reaching out, and some of them I had a very nice lady called Bree who she actually lost 4 limbs, and she lost it during childbirth.
Wow.
And so 4 limbs, and at that stage I was like, you can have 2 photos, and this I've got a new policy, right?
Yeah.
So 2 limbs, you get photos. 4 limbs. If you just contact me before any show, if you're a quadriplegic, you got 4 missing limbs, you free tickets for life at my shows, right?
For life.
Yeah, but the handicap spaces are limited.
You're gonna have to fight it out.
Yeah,
amongst yourselves.
You have to get in early. You have to get in early, but I'm going to block them off and start giving away. So if you get through the people who run my social media to eventually to me, I will get you tickets to come and see me. But about the Cheers, so I recorded the first set. Everyone records 2 sets for their special, and then somebody edits them, and then they show it to me. And I have nothing to, I might say I preferred one episode one more than the other. The first performance, I didn't have an opening joke really, and it's all right when you're on tour, just like, hey, thank you so much for coming to see me. We've had a good trip. Hey, will you come and sit down and talking to the people walking in, and you can do a bit of banter, and then you can get into for that special I would have gotten into the actors joke about how actors and Austin Butler speaking like Elvis and blah blah blah.
Yeah, that was really funny.
So I went on and did that, and then I thought, because I started one of my specials. My special started like this. Bill Cosby, laugh, right? It was and you should start bang because people can switch off.
Yeah.
And I thought
Carlin would do that. Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, you go straight in, right? So I thought, that was a weak opening for a special. 5 from the road.
After you shot the first one.
After I first the first one. So I was sitting there with my, half an hour between shows or whatever thinking, right? And so I thought sometimes, one time I ripped into Johnny Cash after I went to the Capitol that day and they told me they were going to put a Johnny Cash statue up. And I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll just do that routine. Kill a sacred cow that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Not talking about Trump, not talking about politics, not talking
Even
about
if you like him.
not talking about Israel, Palestine, just, even if you like him, just a little bit of a dig to and then, later on in the special, I do Ted Danson doing blackface with Whoopi Goldberg. And this is like 5 minutes later. I do Ted Danson doing Whoopi Goldberg. I have received so much hate mail from Johnny Cash fans, but the Ted Danson fans aren't passionate at all. Nothing. I think I was much harder on him, but the Johnny Cash fans are furious. There was one forum that was a country music forum that was just because my assistant sent it to me, thought I'd find it funny, and it was like, I've heard of Johnny Cash, I've never heard of this Jim Jefferies. I'm like, yeah, but it's a country music forum.
Yeah.
If the forum was Australian comedians, then you've got an argument all day. I don't think I'm as famous on a country forum as Johnny Cash. I've never assumed. Anyway, so how all comedy always feels like sometimes when you've had an argument with somebody and then you think to yourself, I should have said that.
Yeah.
I should have said that. Uh-huh. As soon as I was saying to my wife, I was like, geez, I'm getting a lot of hate messages from Johnny Cash people. I said nothing from Ted Danson, and then I went, the real man in black. And I'm like, because I hadn't done those jokes together, I had never figured out to put that extra punchline. That would have fucking destroyed.
That would have been great.
And I'm only, I recorded the special about 2 months ago. I'm too late now. Okay.
Brutal.
So we'll do a director's cut where I do some ADR.
Yeah, just loop it in.
Yeah, just cut to an audience member and I go, the real man in black. And I'm like, missed opportunity.
It was a pretty bold choice to go Johnny Cash.
Well, that's...
I'm a Johnny Cash. I like Johnny Cash.
How many albums you own?
I'm on Spotify.
Well,
He's in there.
just name 3 of his albums. What are the albums called? And don't mention the prison one.
I was going to go with the prison one.
Yeah. Okay, but wait,
That's the only one I know. But when I hear watching him with Bob Dylan.
I say the Beatles, you got Revolver, Rubber Soul, Sgt. Pepper's, Meet the Beatles, Let It Be, right? Everyone knows these, right?
Yeah.
You said you're a fan. No one knows this guy's albums. I have to double down now. I had lunch with, and I won't say his name because I don't want to get him in trouble, but I was having lunch with I'll tell you afterwards who it is, but an extremely high up TV executive.
Okay.
And he was doing in the 70s. He went to do a Johnny Cash special, like the Elvis Presley comeback thing. He was at the head of one of those networks, and he was like, "We couldn't do it." He goes, "The guy had 2 songs. Even with Christmas carols, we couldn't pad that fucking thing out." This is an old bloke telling me from the 70s, and he goes, "Thank God someone's brought that up. I haven't been able to talk about it."
Yeah, but
right, so you're a fan.
what it is? You know what it is? It's kind of with Johnny Cash. It's like saying you don't like Mount Rushmore. Like even though you don't visit, there's something in the culture where it's like you can't say. This is why it's great. This is why it's a great joke because you can't say you don't like Johnny Cash.
If they made a movie of your life, they couldn't find anyone to impersonate you perfectly. Your talking patter and the timing of your jokes, me included. Most they can't quite get it right. Timing of the jokes. Joaquin Phoenix, who isn't known to be a singer in any way, never sung before, never heard him fucking sing since. Just rock song goes and that's the album that most cunts own. Is fucking him doing an impersonation of him. The fact that when Johnny Cash brought out Dirt and men were crying, and you will have your way
when the man comes around.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, Johnny. Now, I'm not anti-country. I like Willie Nelson, you know. I like more of folk music. I grew up on John Denver, so if you need to know anything about me.
Maybe Johnny Cash was too scary.
Where's exactly, the man in black. What is he, hiding under my bed? I don't want to get
this heroin addict out of my face.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking singing about killing a man just to watch him die? Fuck, I know too much about Johnny Cash. I might be a fan. But yeah, John Denver, my parents fucking loved John Denver.
Now, wait a minute, but go back to the
Johnny Cash.
You're doing it in the special because it seemed like a really fleshed out bit.
It was a bit that I'd done once or twice.
Okay.
Literally once or twice.
So it wasn't really in the lineup.
It wasn't really in the line, and it was a thing that I'd done. I literally had gone to the Capitol and someone had given me a tour. That was all true. Like a fan said, "Hey, I work at the Capitol. I can give you a back sort of stage sort of tour." Yeah. You know, and the other option is running into the building, right?
Screaming.
Screaming. And so I got this tour, and then each state gets 2 statues. I never knew this, and they're 2 statues of what they deem to be the most prominent people to come from their state.
Yeah.
And Mississippi was getting rid of Jefferson Davis, obviously for historical reasons, which Trump with his woke,
I'm sure
his woke museums. Have you heard about this today? The woke museums?
No.
Trump has decided that the Smithsonian have to go over everything because they seem to be just carrying on a bit too much about slavery.
They said they made slavery seem too bad.
Yeah. They were overdoing it with the slavery thing.
On and on. Slavery, schmavery.
In the Black History Museum.
Right.
This isn't in the Museum of like space or anything like this. It wasn't out of place. It was in the Black History Museum. Like, if we get rid of slavery, the Black History Museum, we're just starting with Bo Diddley.
Just jazz.
We're just going to go, Bo Diddley invented rock and roll. Here we go.
Yeah. Right? You're talking too much about slavery.
Yes, don't go on about it. You can mention it in the past. And then maybe in the future.
It seems like it's coming.
But that seems to be a balls to the wall move.
It almost seems like he keeps doing things that
he said
to the black community until no one's like coming out really strongly saying, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like where there's no
That one black
There's no
guy who
hard
wears the
response.
MAGA hat out, he's just every morning it must get harder to put on his head.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
Looks himself in the mirror and goes, yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be done.
All right.
Rings up his mate Dean Kane. They're very angry with me.
He's really just keeps pushing and pushing.
But why? Like you've got, at the moment, they're meeting Putin
Yeah.
about Russia. Even if you think that the Black History Museum is too woke, don't let him into the LGBTQ museum. It's going to freak the fuck out if he fucking goes in there. Even if you think they're carrying on too much about slavery in the Black Museum,
Yeah.
right? Oh, don't go to the Japanese one, the carrying on about the internment camps. Anyway, so
Those big bombs.
even if you think that, aren't you fucking busy? Isn't that so low on your list of shit, or is it a distraction to
Yes.
stop us from watching you do the other bits of shit? Which I think it's a misdirect. I think he is a sleight of hand magician, and he's doing this
over here
because
troops in DC.
Because quintessentially, it matters. History matters. Museums matter, but it really, at this moment in time, they don't matter that much. And it's a thing that you can get worked up about.
He got us talking about it.
Yeah, but
right?
it's not dying children in Gaza.
It's not Gaza, and you're not asking to see that Epstein list.
No,
and
No.
you're not that worried about taking health care from 10 million people. Going after the poorest people, the most vulnerable people in the country. That you're just beating the shit out of them. No, we're talking about slavery's gone too far and it gets everybody crazy.
Yeah. Oh, do you reckon the Epstein plane, the low leader, is next to the Kitty Hawk plane? And then just in there. Because that was my favourite Smithsonian museum is you go from there's the first plane to here's the space shuttle, right, all in the same museum. But
the capsule.
The low leader plane deserves to be in there somewhere.
It really should.
In history, all the famous people that were on it.
Every time that more distraction comes up, I think, what is on that list? What is, and beyond the list, what are the details of that investigation?
Prince Andrew, out of everyone, got the most fucked over.
Yeah.
Right? He could have just, if he wrote it out, he was just there going, I can't sweat. What are you talking about? Since the Falklands.
He's like Bush during the grab him by the pussy tape. Like
Billy Bush.
Billy Bush. Just he went down in a ball of flames. And the guy who was saying it was completely became president.
Billy Bush, who's the nephew, I believe, of George.
Yeah.
And had been on TV for. He's back now, isn't he? Though he's not out. He's on.
He's a nice guy.
Something. I met him.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He got hosed.
Yeah.
He got hosed.
And what are you meant to do when the microphones are off, allegedly, and you're in the back of the thing, and the guy goes
alone with him.
You're alone with him, and the guy goes, "You can grab him by the pussy." What do you go? That's disgusting.
I'm getting off this bus.
I'm getting off this bus right now. We're all getting off the bus. The bus has just stopped. Yeah, but I'm getting up before you.
You're just like,
and then we'll do this interview because my boss wants me to do this interview. But apart from that, sir,
I know who's made of that.
Yeah. You just go. You go. All right.
Oh God, yeah. What's on that list? It's a lot of distraction. It's a lot of noise and distraction.
That's why I brought up Johnny Cash to distract us more.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from the Johnny Cash estate.
Yeah. And by the way, you're talking blackface, you're talking the Johnny Cash people are pissed. Another guy that makes a big appearance in your act, Hitler. Not a word.
I wanted to call the special Hitler because I do 3 Hitler jokes. I got Hitler callbacks. And by the way, if you haven't watched the special, none of it's pro. You don't go, it's pro Hitler.
It's not pro Hitler. It's fun Hitler.
No, it's funny. It's funny. See, a lot of
Here's the thing here that I wanted to ask you before you get into it. I don't know how you built your act. I don't know where the jokes came from. Did it come from you being able to make a great Hitler face? Because you do make a great when you'd put your hair down.
Okay, so if I've got when I grow the moustache and I shave it, I could play me in a movie.
You really could.
But I am an elite
Yeah.
Now, my hair's a bit crap, but
Yeah, it's there already. It's there already.
it's there, and just a little moustache, and it's creepy.
Right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy cow.
And with a little moustache, and I grow a great moustache. I can do a thick Hitler. And I really do, every now and again, come downstairs as Hitler. I say in this special for a few days. For a day,
Yeah.
I'll do a day just hanging out with the wife, and so like my wife has started to be like, yeah, you really do look like Hitler. The shape and everything, and I don't need to be in a comedy.
forehead,
Put me, the
eyebrows.
the eyebrows.
You've done so little to make this happen right now. All he
Yeah,
did was
yeah,
put his
yeah.
hair like
Yeah,
that.
just that amount, and I'm already. And it's eerily close.
It is. So did the jokes come because you have fun with this?
Look, and as I said, I've said to friends of mine, I said, do you do it as well? And I've been doing Hitler face for, I am one of the greats. I'm elite. It would be a shame to never do it, right? But there's only so many people who have photos. I think if I go back in my phone, I'll find you a real good picture of me with the moustache. I'll show
Even
you.
when you were young, like you.
I've got
when,
one.
did
No,
you
this is-
when did you discover your inner Hitler?
Oh, I didn't. My hair started to thin. When I had a full head of hair,
Okay.
it wasn't good.
When you
it
got
was
more forehead.
when I got more forehead and the balding, and I had to just do a comb over the widow's peak. Right, I can't even see myself now, and I know I'm nailing it.
You are totally, but it's so weird because it's lovable Jim Jefferies, but there's something off in a very profound way.
Yeah. And if I defy anyone to do a better Hitler, I've seen just as good, and that was Hitler.
I've seen just as good, with Hitler, and I've also seen just as good with a lot of like a whole makeup crew on a movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like
What year? How old was he when he died? He must have been about my
Jojo
age.
Rabbit or whatever.
Yeah, well, that was. But see, that was Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Playing Hitler.
Right. Still didn't look as good, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
He had the uniform. He had a lot of things going.
I don't know if he's a quarter or a half or three quarter, but I know that Hitler wasn't half Maori. Like there was some artistic license brought into it. At least I don't remember it like that. Most of the footage was in black and white, so who knows? But I don't think Hitler was a Maori.
No.
Let me think. Like Mel Brooks did it. It's funny because you can do comedy Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
It's better if you are Jewish or a minority to do Hitler. Like me doing it is a harder setup.
It's a little harder, but you do. I mean,
But when you're this good,
when you're this good, right?
I can't believe no one's cast me yet. It's when you put photo by photo, the shape and everything, and just the cheeks, and I've got it.
I know, because when you start in the special, you start talking about it, and you start doing the mustache thing, and then you're going along, and then as soon as you do the hair, you're like, whoa. This is a different level. He actually does it really much more than...
My wife finds it creepy, to say the least. Well, I never have sex with my wife whilst I'm Hitler. My wife, I don't know, I've told this story on a podcast before, but my wife, one time we were watching Extraction, which is Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
And it's him just like he's Jason Bourne, but he's going in there and he's extracting people to extract them, right? And it was like kind of cool because it's an Australian action star, like not doing an American voice, like going in and just that deep Australian voice, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I go to the bathroom. It's Father's Day of all days, and my wife is sitting on the couch with her friend, and I've got to pick the movie Father's Day, so we're all watching Extraction. Right? It came out on Netflix that day. I'm coming back from the bathroom. I hear my wife talking to a friend in front of my children, and she says, "The Australian accent has never done it for me before." And she goes, "But on him." Points at Chris Hemsworth, right? But on him. And I'm like,
you're next to the TV.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like this, right? And so I walk back and I go, "Hey, do you want me to talk like this from now on? Would that make you happy with it? Would that be the voice like that, right?" And my wife went, "Ooh," like this little jokey thing. Anyway, that night, me and the wife, we're getting down with it. We're going to have sex. Father's Day, right? And my wife goes, "Do the voice." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Do the Chris Hemsworth voice." And so I shagged my wife as Chris Hemsworth. she solidly kept her eyes shut because I was also doing Hitler face.
Right? Hitler face.
It was Father's Day. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave the house. Anyway, so but then afterwards we're laying there. My wife has one of her very rare orgasms. We're laying there, and she turns to me and she says, "If you can do that voice, why isn't that your voice all the time?" And I guess, I don't know.
That's like saying to Mel Blanc, if you could be Bugs Bunny, why don't you be Bugs Bunny all the time?
Yeah, you get better seats in restaurants if you rang up for your reservation.
It is funny. I literally wrote down this question. Has your accent,
Yes.
with women before you were married, was it a pro or a con?
It has been a pro for the most part. But when living in England, sometimes I was referred to as a con. So,
Oh, yeah.
so the convict thing,
Yeah.
right, with the British,
Right.
can be every now and again used against an Australian in an argument. So one time I was in Oxford, and I was maybe 22, 23, was doing a comedy club. After the comedy club got invited, it was a lot of students. It's Oxford University. That's what the whole place is built around, right?
Yeah.
And I got invited back to like a student's digs, and I was partying with some university people.
Yeah.
And then there was a girl that I was talking to that I was, getting along with.
Yeah.
And then like one of the really like posh guys just came up and was like, Maddie, that was her name, Maddie, we're going off to Dean's Bar. We're going. Do you want to come? And she goes, no, I'm okay. I'm just going to stay here. He goes, with the fucking convict.
Oh.
And it was the only time that I remember.
Ooh.
It's very rare as a deeply white man like this.
Yeah.
That looks like Hitler, where you experience. It's not racism as such; it's nationalism. It's like because I'm his race. We're the same,
but it's a
it's a classist thing.
Yeah.
It's a classist thing.
Yeah.
And that was the only time where I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro?" Like, you know what I mean? So sometimes the accent could. I remember like a few. Like women in Britain used to like it because, the Australian accent, a bit of rough, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're a bit blokey and stuff. And, we're, for the most part, regarded throughout the world as not being pussies.
Right.
And I think that's appealing, right?
Appealing.
And whether I deserve that,
right?
I'm quite the pussy, but I'm saying
you don't come off that way.
I'm saying my people, my people, but we can't be in movies. Okay, so I've got a movie coming out called Him, which I mentioned with you and Fortune.
Yeah.
And I'm in it, and I've seen the movie, but I remember that there was a bit of debate when I first got in whether I keep my accent or not. You know what I mean? Like I did the audition in Australia, and then I keep it in Australia. But I remember them like trying to put a line into the film, like, "Hey, this is Marco. We actually met him when he was working in rugby in Australia because it's a sports movie, right?" They had to say where I'm from and just to the audience, you had to go, he's got an accent, put up with it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is legit.
Yeah, we can move on now. We've mentioned it. Don't start questioning where it's from.
That's funny.
Anyway, but you wouldn't do that with a British person. You wouldn't go, You wouldn't go, hey, this is Peter. We picked him up from the Premier League. He likes tea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also like Australians can be in movies. Now we can be tough guys. Mm-hmm. We can be in like romantic films, comedy romantic films. We can be best friends. We can't be villains. British people can be villains.
Yeah.
And the James Bond villain.
Yeah.
But you can't have an Australian bloke who's just like swings around with a cat.
Right. Yeah. Not the sophisticated.
And he's just like, James Bond, you cunt.
Where would your accent help you the most with ladies?
Well, okay.
Where in the world?
Okay, I was an exchange student for 1 month in America when I was 14. Just true story. 1 month in America when I was 14, I was an exchange student.
Right.
And it sounds like I was some fancy kid. It was literally the Rotary Club would send one kid. You get a free trip.
Right.
It's like, who doesn't do this? You just go down and read them a letter like, I would really be excited to see a different culture. And I'd never been anywhere, right? So I went to a school in San Diego called Granite Hills High, and I was down there, and I was 14, and the year before that, the movie Crocodile Dundee had come out.
The year before.
And when you're 14, when I couldn't even talk to girls, couldn't even talk to them. I was too scared to walk up to them. And my first day, we're in English class, and they're doing that bit where you read a paragraph, you read a paragraph, you read a paragraph. And I'm doing that. 'Cause I'm terrible at dyslexia. I'm panicking. My paragraph's coming up like this. And one cute girl goes, can Jim please read like this? And then it was something, it was like Excalibur. And I was going, and then Arthur drew the sword from the stone. And all the girls were turning around and just batting their eyelids. And I remember thinking, I got to turn this up a notch. I was throwing in fair dinkum and struths. A crikey. This is before Steve Irwin.
Right.
I was throwing a crikey.
Get yourself a big hat.
With corks hanging down. That's very good. Australia, every other culture you go to, if you go to Hawaii, aloha, aloha, aloha. You go to Fiji, bula, 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 bula. Everyone's saying it to you. You say bula, konnichiwa. Everyone, bonjour. Everyone's happy if you know how to say hello in their language or the colloquial hello in their language. Everyone's very excited about that. And Australians are like, come on down here and say g'day. And then when you say g'day, we look at you like this.
Don't do it.
Nothing sends shivers up an Australian spine more than an American saying g'day.
Yeah.
I don't know what's so upsetting about it. But when you go, g'day, mate, and you're like, no.
Just say hi.
No. Yeah, just say howdy. Yeah. Do one of your ones. Howdy, fella. We'll be all right with that.
We do a thing on this program called An Uncomfortable Moment.
Sure.
And I have one. We usually take a deep dive into the internet and take a look at things, but it just suddenly occurred to me.
That'd be fun.
It just suddenly.
Why am I not doing this at home by myself?
It just suddenly occurred to me the last time you were on this program.
Yeah.
You were going off about a bread.
Yes.
Australian
bread is the best bread in the world. Like just supermarket bread, hands down, is just dynamite bread.
And you said you were going to bring some the next time you came.
Oh, I didn't remember to bring some bread. I tell you what has happened. Is this a sourdough?
I baked this for you last night.
My wife is now learned how to make sourdough, but you gave me, I believe it was it a sourdough last time? I think it was. Yeah, it was, and it was just the best bread. And I texted you about this.
Yeah.
I got home. My wife had just figured out how to make a pretty rudimentary, just a loaf of bread that she's gotten into. Now her bread making has expanded.
Oh, good.
And she became very proud of her bread.
Nice.
And I'd brought back the sourdough, and I was like, "How fucking good is this?" And she had a bit. Oh, it is very good. And I kept on going on, and then my wife was like, "Why don't you just marry it?" And I'm like, so your good bread got me in trouble with my wife.
That's good bread.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a pass.
I don't know why I couldn't see it. I didn't bring the bread. I could bring the bread. What was the
well, we don't.
I would have had
we
to
live
go
near each other.
I would have had to go to Australia to get it.
There's no place to find the bread that you talk about?
Because it goes off. You can't. It can't get here in time.
Yeah, and nobody's here doing it.
No one's gonna fly it in,
right?
Because that's not cost effective.
I wonder what it is. I wonder what the thing is.
My favorite meal in the world is Australian prawns, so shrimp.
Ooh.
Just a bag of them with their heads on, just a kilo of those, and a loaf of just white bread from the supermarket, and a jar of mayonnaise. I'm made up, man. That's
just dip the shrimp in the mayo.
Just a little bit of mayo thing, and then peel the prawns, devein them straight on the bread. The bread's so soft you can fold it. It doesn't break. It mushes together, and just eat it like lobster rolls, just like little lobster rolls. But that's the first thing I do to Australia is I go down. You don't have to. In LA, you can't really get prawns with their heads on them.
Yeah.
There's no fishmongers. We need fishmongers.
I know there really isn't. I don't know if we talked about this last time because I do the Feast of the Seven Fishes at Christmas time,
Right.
And it's like an Italian American thing, and so you try and get the best fish and get the stuff. You're going to like supermarket Gelson's or whatever, just because there's no real good fish markets.
When did you make this an Italian restaurant? Was it always an Italian restaurant?
I think last time you were here, but you were here like in the very beginning of it.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't
know
know
if it had the
don't know.
ham.
It was, I think, or the provolone.
Is that an inflatable provolone?
Yeah,
good.
it's kind of one of those things you put outside your boat.
I'm about to gig in Milan and Rome. The thing I find funny about Italy,
Ooh, that's nice.
the thing I find weird about Italy is Italian cuisine. It's up there. It's one of the top 5 cuisines in the world, depending on taste. You know,
It's so funny. You're during this interview, you're touching on things that I wrote down to ask you.
right? Okay.
I was going to ask you what is your top 3 cuisines from around the world?
Okay, all right,
because
let's
you travel so much.
Okay, let's go. So Italian is whether it's number 1 is but like But we order Italian twice a week or once a week if we're going to order food, or we make it once a week. But 2 times a week we have Italian food. Also, such a winner with the kids: pasta and red sauce, pizza, chicken, like it's a winner for the kids. So when you have little kids, the best kids menus going are in Italian restaurants.
Definitely.
Osteria La Buca.
Yep.
That's such a good, and we order it from there a lot.
Really good.
And that has a really good kids menu where the chicken tenders are like actually pounded and all that type of stuff, and then the pasta sauce has depth to it and all that type of stuff. But what I find weird about Italian cooking is when you go to Italy, that's what all they're eating.
I know.
It's like, I know it's really good, but give Chinese a go, man.
I know.
Just give it a go. Give it a go.
No, the first time we brought my kids over, and we're there for like 10 days, and we're just eating Italian food like crazy. And my daughter, you could see like she felt guilty even saying it. She's like, "I just want to go back to America and eat some normal food."
Yeah, it's really good. Everywhere you go is. My brother said to me something. And we'll get to the other 2 cuisines, but my brother said something to me. My brother, like, he was going to do a road trip around Italy, and he was talking about all the fantastic. He goes, and then we drove down to this little old cottage where this old lady made us food, and she brought it was like you were in her home, and she made us tiramisu the same way they've been making it there for over 200 years. And I'm like, that's funny because the guy who invented tiramisu died a decade ago.
Yeah.
It was invented in the 70s. It was invented in the 70s.
Yeah, they're Italians.
But now they go, oh, the ancient tiramisu.
And it's a secret. We can't tell you.
The secret was you bought too many of those fingers and you had too much coffee. That's how everything's made. I had too much shit. I had to get rid of stock. So Italian, Japanese. I think would be
good.
my number 1 for going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Actually going out and dining. I prefer Italian at home. And then I have to put another I grew up on my parents only. If we went out to dinner with my parents, we only ate Chinese food. Chinese food in Australia is really, really good. We have loads of Chinese immigrants and stuff like that.
Right.
But there's been a little so I grew up going to dim sum with the carts where they bring out the dumplings. I love a dumpling.
Yeah.
But
Chicken foot.
I think Thai food has edged out Chinese for me.
Really?
There's Thai food in Sydney is meant to be the best in the world, and because it's the same recipes as Thailand, bigger produce. We have far bigger vegetables, bigger this, bigger everything. You know what I mean?
So they can
they reckon that the produce is but when you go to Thailand, so you go to China. It's not like Chinese food we eat here, and everything's got cartilage and shit in it, and you're just like, what are you eating there? And you're like, it's a bit. But when you go to Thailand, they're fucking eating pad Thai, man.
Yeah,
they're eating it, and it's good. The street vendor to the hotel to the room service to the nice restaurant, it's all really good.
Right.
So I think on vacation, I go mental in Thailand. I love it, and
Nice.
and they serve it all. They always keep on giving you frozen watermelon juice. Like, why aren't we having that with every meal? It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
Frozen watermelon juice
Yeah,
with the pad Thai, and then you have that. They're the
That sounds
only
great.
Asian group, the Thai, who have invented a dessert that I put in my top 10 desserts. All Asians don't know desserts.
I know.
Stop giving it a go.
Yeah.
Don't give me a fucking red bean thing covered in sesame seeds and then go, huh? You know what I mean? That's what
Look what we did.
You've got to give it up for Nobu. Koi's another good advantage
Mm-hmm.
where they haven't fucked. Nobu has just gone sushi, Western dessert.
Right.
Like you go to Nobu, they'll fucking give you carrot cake, bro.
right. Let's not mess around.
I've been to Japan. They weren't fucking around with carrot cake.
Yeah.
Right. Carrot cake. He'll give you chocolate molten lava cake, a cheesecake, right? Like, and then there'll be some other thing that might involve mochi.
Yeah.
Maybe, right.
Yeah.
But the Thai have that mango and sticky rice, and it's a banger.
It is a banger.
It's a banger. It's
Yeah.
the rice is sweet with the mango.
Yeah,
It's refreshing.
works.
You don't feel heavy afterwards. You don't
Yeah.
feel like you've been cheated.
Yep. Right.
Often when I have a non, I always look for where's the chocolate 1st, and then I go, all right, no chocolate. Find me cinnamon. Right, I have an order of thing.
Yeah.
Butterscotch is right up there. I got to look for that. Oh, a cinnamon butterscotch chocolate thing. I'm sold.
That's another thing that you do, and you do it in your comedy. And I was really having a laugh with myself when I was watching your special, because you've done it with other specials too. You're very good about, and I don't know if you do this for yourself and then you give it to the audience, but you're very good, and Two Limb Policy is an example of it. You're very good with coming up with rules for life. You're really good at, no, this is the rule. I've given it some thought, and this is how we should handle this. Blackface, there's before 9/11, you're allowed. After 9/11, like, you're very good at coming up.
I have to give some type of, also because after 9/11 is, and I even think before 2010, you don't lose your job. You just get told off.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because they brought up a few other. I mentioned, I was just on Theo Vaughan's podcast, and I mentioned Chris Lilly, who's my favourite Australian entertainer. I think he's the most talented person to come out of Australia ever. I'm including Hugh Jackman. I'm including Russell Crowe. I'm including AC/DC. I think Chris Lilly is a force of nature.
Yeah.
You watch his stuff?
No.
Okay, so Summer Heights High was a big one. He does.
Oh, yeah,
He does the different. He does the gay theatre teacher, the
good.
student,
The young
the Tongan
girl.
kid, all that type of stuff. So he was
Brilliant.
somewhat cancelled. He's back now doing
Oh, he
podcasts.
was?
Because he did blackface in I believe it was Angry Boys. He did, and he also did brown face for Tonga, and he also did Asian face. He's been doing,
But he's been doing everyone on the globe.
he's been doing everyone on the globe.
Yeah.
And the bit that I didn't like about it was HBO removed his shows off their platform, and it's like, okay, fine. But you agreed to it. You saw the scripts. You initially aired it. It got through your lawyers.
This was a team thing.
We all know how hard it is to get something on screen and then get it actually showed.
Yeah.
This isn't just like, we can't believe that out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
There was the knowledge of hundreds of people before it came out.
Yeah.
People on
Yeah.
other
collaborative
actors and stuff
effort.
like that. And then to all of a sudden go, oh no. And
put it all on him.
he don't, how dare he? Ooh.
Yeah.
Like that. So
that's terrible.
he is, well, look, so I didn't think that was his best character.
Right.
The blackface one. And it wasn't because of the blackface. I just thought it wasn't his best character. If I had to rank all the characters, but he's given me, I would argue he's given me 16, 17, 18 different characters.
Yeah.
Fucking bangers, man.
All of them.
All of them are bangers.
Yeah.
He does a thing on screen where you watch him and you go, oh, that's a man dressed as a 16-year-old girl, a man dressed as a 16-year-old girl, a man dressed as a 16-year-old girl, that's a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, completely.
And then from that moment on, when your brain shifts, you just watch it. Did you see?
That's right.
Did you see? He's not super famous here, but he's one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Robbie Williams.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see his movie with the monkey?
The monkey thing, yeah.
Okay, that was the same thing. You start to watch it,
Right.
You start to watch it. And you went, what's with the fucking monkey?
Yeah, when
why is there a monkey?
When are
Why
we
is
getting
there
off the monkey thing?
Yeah, how long am I going to watch a monkey? And then 5 minutes in, you lose the monkey. The monkey's gone. And it's Robbie Williams.
Right.
You don't know why he's a monkey, but
Yeah.
the good thing is because he can play through all the ages, he can keep his own voice. There's little film things that you can do.
Definitely.
And also, people feel sympathy for animals in a different way than they do for people. So when he was singing, I thought that movie was a banger.
Yeah.
I really like that. I actually went to the premiere of that movie. I know Robbie a little bit, and I've hung out with him a little bit. We have a mutual friend. I think he's a great pop star, and I think a really funny guy. He's super into comedy. Mm-hmm. He's got like tattoos, 2 glasses on his neck for the 2 Ronnies, and he's got Morecambe and Wise, and then he's got a fez for Tommy Cooper. These are like classic British comics.
Yeah.
His father was sort of a lounge act, so he's really into comedy.
Right.
So I went to the premiere of Better Men, and he started to go, "Oh, everyone, welcome, sir. Thank you so much for coming to the movie. The movie's going to be about 2 hours long. There's going to be a monkey. Don't let it distract you. Don't let it distract you. There's going to be a monkey." And he goes, "But watch the film to the end." He goes, "It's a pretty emotional film." He goes, "If you got tissues, you're going to need them." And I yelled out, "Because we're going to have a wank." Right? That was his punchline he had planned.
No.
And as a comedian, I stepped on his fucking big punchline.
Ouch.
And then he went like this. "You know what Jim said? Yeah, all right, enjoy the movie." And the whole film, I sat there like this. Fuck!
I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
That's why I couldn't see the monkey anymore. Why did you fucking... It was his big night and I fucked it.
Great monkey.
That movie. It was funny because with all the addiction that he had and all the sort of feel, And I think a lot of people, and that's what movies do. I started to relate to. I related more to that monkey than I have anyone in cinematic history. Where I was like, that's fucking.
I get it.
I'm like the monkey.
I'm like the monkey.
We'd like to thank the good people at Squarespace for sponsoring today's program. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place. If you run any kind of a business, as you know, having your presence online is huge, and it seems like something that possibly you could do on your own, and you can't. Not if you're going to do it effectively. If you're going to organize it, and you can kind of get in the game on your own, but to succeed, you need help, and you can either hire a bunch of people or you can work with Squarespace. They give you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place, from consultations to events and experiences. Showcase your offerings with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business. You get paid on time with professional on-brand invoices and online payments. Squarespace makes it easy to showcase your expertise and engage clients with video content on your website. Upload and organize your videos, create stunning video libraries, and even monetize your content by adding a paywall. Perfect for online courses, exclusive tutorials, and premium workshops. So if you want make smarter business decisions, use Squarespace's intuitive built-in analytic tools. You can review website traffic, you can learn where to focus engagement, and track revenue from bookings, invoices, and product sales, all from one place. See what I'm talking about? You get a lot more done in a much more time-efficient way, and it eliminates any, especially if you're starting out, if you're a business about the size of mine, which is not that many people. Squarespace, it helps you. Go to squarespace.com/Papa for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code PAPA to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Again, check out squarespace.com/Papa for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code PAPA, P-A-P-A, so they know we sent you, and you will save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. Hey, everybody. We'd like to thank the good people at Trade Coffee for sponsoring today's program. It's fall. There's pumpkins. There's weird skeletons. All my skeletons, their heads popped off. I took them out today and put them outside, and their heads are gone. Has nothing to do with Trade Coffee, but the mood is here, and it's time for coffee. And if you love coffee as I do, you kind of feel like you have a free pass to drink even more. Well, Trade Coffee is the #1 destination in the U.S. for hot and cold coffee drinkers. They've sourced the best beans from over 50 roasters across the U.S. They even have an easy-to-use curated gear so you can brew at home with better flavor. Go on their website right now. It's a good way to support the podcast and also get yourself some amazing, amazing coffee. Go on, take their quiz. In under a minute, they'll recommend the coffees that you love. And if the first bag isn't quite right, you can send it back. Or actually, no, they'll replace it for free. You probably keep it. I'm not really sure. Probably keep it. And then they'll send you another one for free until they nail it. I love coffee. I love Trade Coffee because when I travel around, I go to all these different little individual coffee shops, try and get away from the commercial stuff. And this you can do right from your home, right from your computer or your phone. And right now, Trade is offering 50% off a month trial at drinktrade.com/papa. That's drinktrade.com/papa to get 50% off 1 month. drinktrade.com/papa. Get some coffee.
Nambe.com/Tom Papa. Look at how cool this is. My friend called it the Tiffany of bread products. Look at that blue. We've got cutting boards. We've got spatulas. Everything that I use to bake these breads that I give to the guests all the time, I was able to design with this company, this super cool Art Deco versions of it. It looks great. It's very useful. Even if you don't bake bread, they have these beautiful flour containers and sugar containers and just a great line of stuff. I'm super, super proud of it. And I would love if you got some. And go to nambe.com/Tom Papa and you will get this beautiful box as well. There's a gift set also with a whisk, a bench scraper, and something else in there. I forget. It's beautiful though. Yeah, bread products. Go get it. What's worse in an audience, a middle-aged drunk man or a young drunk man or a middle-aged drunk woman?
Back in the day, it would have been a middle-aged drunk woman because when they heckle and you respond to them, they could sometimes take it very personally, and that could cause more of a scene than you needed to have happen. These days, not so much. Most of my audience who comes to see me are sort of people the same age as me in married couples. It used to be just like hordes of men used to just show up. Yeah. So my audience now, and so middle-aged drunk men as well. You put them down, and they're like this. You got me. Right. You got me. Yeah. Right. Where the woman, you're not in the business. We're not in the business of hurting people. No. We're not in the business, and we want the show to go smoothly. We don't want it to be uncomfortable. Yeah. What has started happening with me? So my audience base is my age, and I never used to have kids in the audience, but now there's loads of 14-year-olds, mostly boys, loads of 14-year-old boys, because the parents are going, I'll take you. You bloody watching your fucking TikTok comedians. Yeah. I'll take you to a bloke. He works blue. He works a bit blue.
I'll show you real comedy.
Yeah. And so I always look at them, and I always think back to when I was 13 or 14, I went and saw Paul McCartney in the Off the Ground tour. He had a song "Hope of Deliverance," which was in the charts. It is how long ago? Linda's still playing keyboard. Okay, right? Yeah. So Linda's still playing keyboard, and he's up there doing his stuff, and he's that way. So I came back at 14 years of age. I went with my mother wanted to go because she fair enough. Why can't I go with my friends? It's like, well, she grew up with the Beatles. Yeah. She'd want to see this. Yeah. And so I got back to school and I said to my mates, I said, it's fucking amazing. I said, he was up there for 3 hours. He sang all the songs. His voice was still spot on. He played 2 or 3 different piano, bass guitar, lead guitar. And I'm just so happy that I got to see him before he died. I got to see a Beatle before he was dead. He's the same age I am now.
Really?
He's 48.
And you were
He's 48.
and you were like this old guy.
He was the same age I am now.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, fucking, it was amazing. Just the mental agility.
Yeah.
And so now I look at these 14-year-old kids who are coming to see me, and I think they're going home to their mate. It's just like this old bloke saying "cunto" all over and over, with no respect for anyone around him. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So happy I saw him before he died.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. And I've seen Paul McCartney, obviously. So as I said, 35 years ago.
Yeah.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
And right now, Paul McCartney is 83.
Yeah.
He was my age.
It's crazy.
And I thought he was almost dead. I thought this guy's so close to death, it's unbelievable. And he's going strong. Okay, if we have to gamble. Who do you reckon's the last Beatle? Who's going to be the last Beatle? I think Ringo.
Yeah, I would have. You know what? If you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said Paul. But Ringo seems to have locked into a.
I think Shag and Barbara Bach for 40 years keeps you young.
Yeah,
I think
he's kind of like a barnacle.
It's very easy to go peace and love when your bloody wife is Barbara Bach.
You're not touring as crazy.
He got a Bond girl.
Yeah.
He once was at John Vivardis had a. Every time John Vivardis, the clothing brand, had instead of using models, they always used rock stars.
Right.
So there was an era where Gene Simmons was the model, and then Willie Nelson was the model for one season of clothing, right? So,
yeah.
And one season was Ringo Starr, right? And so it used to be on Melrose. The shop doesn't exist anymore. They had a little car park that had 5 car spots. 2 of the car spots were taken up by a stage, and then people who had shopped at John Vivardis a bit, and because I was on the Jim Jefferies show at the time and I wore him a little bit, I was on a list of people who could get 20% off or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I got invited to a gig of Ringo Starr's that was going to be seen by, there was maybe 100 people.
Jeez.
Right? And, he's got a few songs.
Yeah.
Right? It's amazing. What would you think of... Like, he sort of sings like your dad. Like, how did a guy that sat 20 feet away from John Lennon, Ringo Starr, George Harrison, and Paul McCartney not pick up a bit of stagecraft? Right? Like this, right?
Yeah.
But it's still... And, like, Barbara Bach was there, and she was like... And he came on, do you think that was good? Do you think I did a good show? And anyway, so afterwards, I'm in there. There was a jacket. This jacket was numbered. I've never had a numbered item of clothing. It was 1 in 25 and in that size. And it was a leather jacket, which at that stage I only wore leather jackets on stage, and it was silver, right? Covered in like silvery, like it was crocodile skin, mock crocodile skin, covered in silver, so it looked like a mirror ball.
Oh, geez.
Right? It was the most audacious item of clothing you could ever see. $6,000. $6,000 jacket, right? $6,000 jacket. I'm there with a friend. I put it on, and I'm like, this is the ugliest. And I love John Vivardis stuff, right? But I was like, this is the ugliest fucking jacket I have ever. And it had a popped collar, like I was Elvis. A collar up that was up to my ears.
Right.
Popped silver collar with zips at the back and zips and zips and zips. And it was all silver like this, right? And I put it on and I was like, how fucking ugly is this jacket? And all I hear is, you look fab in that jacket.
Here's my card.
I turn and it's Ringo Starr. And he goes, that would be a great item in your wardrobe. I walked up to the counter and bought it.
Here's my credit card.
Once. I can't take it back. It's a $6,000 silver jacket. I can't wear it anymore.
Have you ever worn it?
I once wore it at, how Josh Adam Myers does the goddamn comedy jam?
Yeah.
I once wore it and told that story. And that's, I've never told the story on stage before,
cool.
But I once wore it and actually...
How did you feel walking around in it?
I just thought... Fucking Beatle told me I look good in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But even when I showed up for that rock concert, I couldn't wear it during the stand-up bit. Someone had to bring it out after I told the story because I I didn't have the...
Yeah.
I didn't have whatever... I don't own it. You know how like the jacket was wearing me. I wasn't wearing the jacket.
Yeah, and all you're thinking about is the jacket.
And I can get away with clothes. I can wear like a fancy scarf or a bandana or something. I can do things that are a little bit off kilter. I can pop a collar and not look too weird. There's things I can get away with.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get away with that. Fucking Prince would have been shy about wearing that jacket.
I tried that once. I did Behind the Candelabra.
You went Behind the Candelabra.
Yeah. And I'm dressed in all these crazy Liberace kind of clothes.
All 70s.
All 70s stuff. And Soderbergh, director of the movie, is like, you should wear this for your stand-up. This is like, there's something about this clothes and you should just wear that all the time. And I was like, you might be onto something. And I did a special right after it that Rob Zombie directed, dropping a lot of names.
Yeah.
And I got clothes from my friend Dave Hill that kind of looked like that. We were like, it's a special. When's the last time people had fun in show business? It was the 70s. So we dressed up like the 70s. I did the whole thing. And it was fun for that one special. And it was and then I was like, I don't know if I can really keep going with this. And I dressed kind of like that again, went down to the Comedy Cellar, and I'm like, man, maybe I can just wear this stuff all the time. I walked into the Comedy Cellar and everyone just went, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was it. And because the comedians voice it and the audience thinks it.
That's it. Right.
So you're like, and then your first impression, people make up what they think of you within seconds, right? They reckon. 80% of their opinion is formed like that as soon as they watch you before you open your fucking mouth.
That's right.
And you're like, I can't afford. Yeah. I can't afford. I just went and saw Oasis in Wembley.
Oh yeah,
right.
The reunion,
tour, and Jimmy Carr, good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy knows Noel, so we got really nice seats. I went and saw him twice actually. The one that I paid for and the one that Jimmy got me. Right. I was on the floor for the one that I was trying to look over people's heads. Yeah, and the next one I'm fucking standing behind Sienna Miller in a booth.
Oh jeez.
Right? Anyway, so we go backstage and then fucking Noel and Liam Gallagher's children, right? Lennon Gallagher, Gene Gallagher, Noel's twins, like this. They're just young men.
Yeah.
Right? They all fucking walked down. They all fucking looked like fucking rock stars, didn't they? And because of their fucking dad, they had long hair, and they were just like, all right, fucking. We walked out the lift, and they were like, fucking Jimmy, come on, how you fucking do? Like this, right? And I'm like, these kids they're not rock stars. Their dad's rock stars. But they could pull it off.
Yeah.
Right away, I was like, oh, these are rock stars.
Right.
Rock stars.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Just how they live.
Like me, I've got the same glasses pretty much as you are. That's the closest I get, and that was Buddy Holly in the 1950s. Buddy Holly before Elvis, a bloke who died at 22 or something, and going, hey, what are you? I look a bit like Buddy Holly. He was fucking 22, cunt.
Yeah, no one will know. Yeah, man.
But I love the thick glasses coming back in, man. That we all wear thick glasses. Everyone. This is Amos Gill, who does my podcast, the At This Moment podcast. If you're enjoying watching me, that's a good plug. Thank you, Amos. Me and Amos do a podcast together called the At This Moment podcast, where you find all good podcasts. So I always do these things and I forget to plug anything.
I know.
And it's like the whole point of
exactly. Write it down.
Because me and you could be having this chat in an actual restaurant.
Right, exactly. That is the beauty. That is the beauty of these things. We would be doing this anyway.
Yeah.
What was your worst hair phase?
At the moment, I'm in one right now. I've got because the mullet's sort of in fashion, and my hairdresser went, "We'll leave just a little bit at the back." He goes, "That's what everyone's doing," and I think my hair goes down my neck too long, and it's looking like I haven't got my hair done at the moment. Now, obviously, I've over the years I've clung to Holly's teeth. I take tablets and this, and I've had a transplant that didn't really take, and all that type of stuff. But because I had the transplant, they remove all the hair. At the back,
right?
My hair at the back's thin, so I can't even grow a mullet, right? Like, what am I doing this for? I'm meant
Hitler
to be
with a mullet.
I'm meant to be doing an ironic haircut from the Australia in the '80s and trying to pull it off. And so this would be
you're in it right now.
Up there. So the people don't say that about the transplant. The back of your head gets thin. right? So because any hair that goes from here to here doesn't regrow here because they take it out from the root.
Oh, right.
So once it's gone from here to here, it's gone from back here. So okay. So I let's not get into politics. We can talk about this. Donald Trump's head.
Yeah.
Right. He has gotten hair from the back here and put it on top. Everyone goes, oh, he has a comb over. He doesn't have a comb over. He doesn't. I've watched it. He has a comb behind. There's a rectangle in the back of his head that will just be scar tissue from all of his hair transplants because all that hair has been moved up to the top. Why, if you're thin on the top, don't you cut the side shorter to make the top look better?
Right.
He doesn't. He has those bits that wisp over his ears and then they come back and the back of his head looks like a duck's ass, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's got a comb behind, bro.
Oh, he's covering that.
He's covering the transplant at the back. The hair on top is the hair on top. he's got a comb behind.
What a creature.
Yeah, but as a man who's lost his head, look, you can call him a fucking, you can call him a war, you can call him so many things. So many things. But don't call him Hitler. If you call him Hitler, people get so angry. How dare you call him Hitler? Hitler killed, Piers Morgan said that to me on the Bill Maher show. I said, and this was during Trump's initial thing. I said, there's a Muslim ban. He stopped letting people in with green cards who have been allowed in here if they're Muslims. I go, you can't start excluding people from being allowed into countries. I go, this is fucking Hitler stuff. And then Pierce did the, how dare, that is so disrespectful to Jewish people. Hitler killed 6 million, like I've never heard the stat.
Yeah, right.
Like, what? Right? He goes, Hitler killed 6 million Jews. I wasn't calling him Hitler at the end of his career. I wasn't calling him Hitler last day in office.
Hitler in his prime.
Yeah, I'm calling early Hitler. Early Hitler when he's given a few speeches in beer halls.
Going, what about this group?
Yeah, exactly.
What about these guys?
But what was the question?
Trump's comb over.
Comb behind. Yeah, so I find it weird when people tease him for being orange and for having bad hair because that's the least of our problems.
Yeah, no kidding.
And as a person who's lost my hair, I will stick up for that man trying to keep his hair at all costs. He's on TV every fucking day, man. I come on podcasts with hats because I can't be asked doing the magic trick.
Right.
I can't be asked putting the powder in and wisping it up and then just like holding still. I host a show on Fox called The Snake, which is like a reality game show, and we did it in Argentina in the jungle, and it's fucking muggy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's some wet air, and my frizzy fucking thin ass hair wasn't having a good day, and there was just someone standing in the wings every 5 seconds that came out, put more flakes and then rushed off to make me look that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't begrudge a man who has to be on TV every second of every day trying to make it look like he has hair.
Yeah.
There is an argument. Maybe he should give up the fight and just go the Chrome Dome. Maybe.
Maybe. It'd be scarier.
But he's already, the hair sort of humanizes him a bit, doesn't it?
Right, exactly.
It's a little bit
a little fluff.
No, the hair sort of gives you the whole like, the poor fella, he's giving it a go.
Yeah, he's got a little fur. He's a little fluffy. Yeah, are you worried about being mistaken by ICE?
This is the thing about ICE. I know some Australians that have overstayed their visas and they haven't been tackled in the street at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like until the third Hemsworth is arrested.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, when have you seen, it's about South Americans and Mexicans.
Right.
It's about South Americans and Mexicans,
yeah.
And it's not about anybody else. And you can
see them on the street.
You can argue, okay, well maybe we should pay people who clean our houses and pick our fruit and do all that type of stuff. Maybe we should pay them more money. And this is, there are arguments again. I came into this country illegally. I don't believe in illegal immigration, but I don't believe in fucking getting somebody who's doing a meaningless job, like not a meaningless, meaningful
right
job,
right.
Who is actually like helping out, like jobs that we don't fucking want. Stop acting.
Yeah.
Stop acting like if these people had gone. or I could have a job.
Right.
Mate,
I'd be picking strawberries in the sun.
I ordered Postmates the other day. The guy who delivered the food to me couldn't speak a lick of English. Couldn't say hello. Just came up and went, food. And he was just sort of looked at me and like that, right? And if that cunt can have a job, any of us can.
Right.
Right. So stop acting like, because you don't want to work in a factory making fucking Happy Meal toys, and you fucking know it. We have gotten too comfortable in this country. We don't have the labourers anymore. We're all told that we should all go to university. No one should fucking take up trades and all this type of stuff. And now we're going, but these people taking work away from fucking who? Yeah. Right? So if ICE want to get rid of illegal immigrants, and illegal's in the title, and illegal people shouldn't be living here, blah, 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 blah. If you want to get rid of somebody who's doing a job at the car wash or something like that, you better have someone waiting in line that says that that's the job they want.
Yeah.
So if you're pulling this cunt out, have another person in there right away. Fucking some guy called David.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem to be the case, and it seems to be racially motivated as far as I can see, watching on the news and just seeing it in the street. I was in a car wash down here in Sherman Oaks, and it was shut down for 2 days because they'd all run off.
Really?
Right? You just drove in and they'd all run off. So I haven't seen a Swedish backpacker being dragged along the street by her plats. Have you? Just a hot blonde girl, just like, I just was working casually.
I've been here for 6 years.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But and those people do exist.
And you know that they're not honest about their intent when you change the reason, right? Part of it is the work, and then they shift it, and they're like, no, we're gang members. Yeah. We're getting gang members and criminals and rapists out of here.
We're getting gang members, criminals, and rapists, and then I was seeing old ladies. Yeah, and
walking into City Hall to take care of their paperwork.
Yeah.
And being thrown in a van.
And it's like, and then we'll kick you out with the idea of bringing you back in. Doesn't feel like that. Would you trust that? If they told, because it doesn't look like that. Yeah. And then you've got fucking Dean Cain. Yeah. Fucking the worst Superman of them all. Right? Dean Cain, whose grandparents were in a Japanese internment camp. Right? Fucking joining ICE.
Oh, yeah, why?
Fucking because they get 50 grand sign-up bonus.
Right.
They get big, and it pays really well. I understand why desperate people are doing it, like joining ICE, but I feel like there's so many things. What that must do to your soul must be terrible, but also just even if you think, oh well, you know, I'm a person who believes that immigrants should come in the right way, blah 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 blah. You know, you're going to be working alongside some horrible people.
Oh yeah.
Even if some of them are people there with the best intentions. I'm not saying that all ICE agents are terrible people, because there's nuance to things. And and you work for, I have relatives who are police officers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So I don't want to, there'll be people listening to this podcast who have relatives who work for ICE who they love, who they, don't know about, you know. But there are some cunts in that job.
There's going to be some weird conversations in the van. There's going to be some fucking
cunts in that job. There's going to be some people that are going to drop some slurs in that van as you're going along, going, let's catch ourselves some whatevers. All day.
Yeah.
All day. So my opinion on that is, how did we get to this?
Well, I'm worried about your status.
Can I join ICE? I must get a real good signing bonus.
We got a good one.
So the mother of my first child is Canadian, and so when my son was born, she got sworn in. And you go down to a big warehouse downtown, and you stand in there, and you read off a screen, blah 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 blah. Some people are holding Bibles, some people are having whatever, and they go, "Congratulations, you are now an American." Like there's always a judge up there on the screen, and then they play they just show you a video of an eagle flying with like a font of a flag, like a soft fade of a flag over the top. And then, so I'm proud to be an American because at least I'm motherfucking free, right? And you stand there, and I was like, and then when she was there, I was there with her. I was holding our baby, and then Obama was in at that stage, and Obama goes, welcome to the country. Yeah, it's a wonderful place. And we're happy to have you here. And I can't do that impersonation, but you get the thing.
It's great. Not bad.
He does the whole thing. When I got sworn in, Trump was in. His head comes up on the screen. Oh no! I'm in a warehouse of Mexicans. A warehouse of them, right?
Yeah.
There's 3,000 of us,
Wow.
right? All being sworn in. This is our big day.
Wow.
And boo, boo, and then he goes, it's a wonderful country. It's a great country. He goes, make sure you assimilate. Like he was like barking orders at us through the screen with his video. His video wasn't congratulations, welcome, you are now an American. And this is what he's going on. Come in here legally, do it properly, try to blah, 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 blah. And we're all about immigration, but just done the right way. Well, I was there doing it the right way, and he still gave us a fucking lecture.
Jeez.
He still gave us a little digs. Like try. And what is assimilation? Quintessentially, what is it, right? Because I don't know if there's anyone. I've fully assimilated into being American into the sense that I'm a baseball loving, Thanksgiving having, fucking 4th of July celebrating fucking dude.
Right? Yeah.
But I still eat Vegemite every fucking day.
Right.
Right? I still think our bread's fucking better than your bread. and our prawns are better. So this doesn't mean that I haven't assimilated. Yeah. It just means that there's things from your childhood that you never lose, that you never whatever. There's customs that will always be with you.
Which is the thing that's always made this country great.
Yeah, and so
you all bring yours.
So like the thing is to mix in.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with keeping a bit of your old self.
Right, exactly.
There's nothing too weird about that. I'm a proud American and a proud Australian, and I consider myself to be both. And I know that American doesn't like you to consider yourself being both. That once you get one, that you can't be the other. But I've always said this. I always felt like an Australian who identified as a British person. Because I moved to England when I was 21.
Yeah.
And I've been putting sunscreen on every fucking day for 21 years, topping it up at lunch every fucking day. Yeah. Right? And I still got called Casper at school. And then Bernie because I burnt all the time and all this type of stuff. I got teased and teased and teased. My brother's had my father's in hospital right now with a skin cancer, getting a skin graft from a skin cancer being cut out.
Oh, jeez.
There's skin cancer everywhere in Australia. Blah, blah, blah. And then I moved to England and I was a beer drinking guy who liked to stay indoors and it was always raining and I was just... This place is wonderful.
I love it.
I mean, I was like, I got into the soccer or football, as it should be called, and all that sort of stuff. And so I listened to Oasis and Blur and all that era of music was a thing. And so I'm an Australian who identified as a British, but they never gave me a fucking passport. They never gave me. And now I consider myself an Australian American. Another weird thing. I know you haven't asked a question in 20 minutes. And another weird thing about Americans that I'll never quite understand is America's the greatest country on earth. You should be proud to be an American. Blah 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 blah. America. And then they're always like this. I'm Irish.
Yeah, I'm Italian.
You all are obsessed with your heritage and where you came from. My sons are American. They've got Australian passports. But I'd find it weird if they went, I'm an Australian American.
Right, yeah,
But everyone's an Asian American, an Irish American, an Italian American, and blah, blah, blah American.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in other countries.
Right.
And so for a country that is the most patriotic place on earth, by a mile, the most patriotic place on earth, where if you tease the country, there's people who get violently angry about it. Right? And then everyone wants to go back to... And people are even claiming shit that isn't... I'm a German American. What, you're proud?
Right.
You're over the moon, are you? Right?
Yeah.
And the weird thing about the Irish, I'm Irish. I think most of them are English. I think there's white people claim to be Irish.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah. My name's McDaniel.
Yeah.
Then that's Scottish.
And no one's checking.
O'Donnell is Irish. You're because I think coming from being an English American, which I've heard no one ever say.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say I'm an English American. They only say Irish or Scottish.
Right.
I don't, for whatever reason, England, because you beat them in the Revolutionary War.
The original.
And they're the ones you had to push out. That's the one that you guys don't want to claim.
Yeah.
And I bet most white cunts in this country are English American.
Yeah, could trace it back.
I'm not Irish. My real second name's Irish, like Nugent. My real last name's Nugent. That's Irish. But we did like a 23andMe, whatever. I came back like 35% Irish, 55% English, and then a little bit of
Oh, really?
junk around the UK. But as Pale, they should have sent me like an ABBA album and just gone, this is you, dude.
Yeah, as white as it gets.
Listen to that in John Denver, mate. Enjoy yourself.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
Do you have in your mind what an 80-year-old version of Jim Jefferies was going to be?
I even say this on podcasts and stuff. I always threaten to retire all the time. Every time I get depressed, if I'm going through a bout of depression, I'm just like, it would all be better if I just sort of went away and then I could just, because I am sort of happiest in my happiest moments. My happiest time in my life is just at home with my kids watching TV. That's my happy place. Just my kids, me and my wife watching TV. And I wish I could do that pretty much all 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And that is what my mother did. My mother decided at the age of 40 to not get out of a chair and just to watch TV. And I remember thinking to myself, what a waste of life. This person just wasting away. And then as years have passed, I start to think, I think she nailed it. Okay, so at 80, I'd like to be consuming as much television as possible.
Nice.
Like stupid amounts. I was consuming TV for 12 hours a day when I had 4 channels growing up in Australia.
Right.
I was watching what was ever on. I love TV. So I would like to watch as much TV as possible at 80. I had kids too old and people are having children older. I think I would probably, that's when I'd start being a grandfather maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
some grandkids
people
hanging around.
Guys don't really do it before 35 anymore.
Yeah.
Really for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? Well, at least in this town they don't.
Yeah.
You know? Unless there's, I was thinking about this the other day. I had someone, someone actually said this point to me in passing that why isn't it when boys are born, why don't we just give everyone vasectomies?
Why don't we?
Yeah, no more. We're cutting off the tip of dicks anyway, for some of them. Just give everyone a vasectomy. Everyone gets a vasectomy. And then when you're of age, right, when you decide, like, and no one can ever stop you from procreating. No one can ever say you can't have a baby. It's if you're right. But you have to go into the hospital and go, all right, I've decided to reverse that, please. Right? We wouldn't have any teen pregnancies. We wouldn't have anything. And then someone sits down with you and counsels you and goes, do you know how hard it is to raise children? Do you know the responsibility? Do you know how much money you need? We're just checking in with you.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. And then you can have it reversed. And then you walk out with a loaded gun.
Right.
They're born with blanks.
There'd be 10 people born a year.
Yeah. That's the problem is who would be wiping our asses in the nursing homes? Right? Okay. Yeah. So where am I at 80? I don't know if I would have the opportunity to do stand-up comedy in a local environment where, you know, let's say I'm still living here in LA or living somewhere in Australia or wherever I'm living in the world. If I can get out of my house and go up the road and do stand-up comedy, I would do it every day.
Yeah.
I would do it every single day. It is such a joy.
Yeah.
What a wonderful thing it's given me in my life.
Yeah.
This little, you know, I'd like to say gift, but this thing that I've worked hard at to get good at so I can, you know, instant response and gratification and also social stuff where I always loved about stand-up that me and you don't chat to each other, but look how well we've gotten along.
Yeah.
And I'm always happy to see you when I get backstage. And there's people, with stand-up comedy, I always get a little bit offended that we always get called bigots and racists and homophobes and all this type of stuff. We are the most diverse workplace you will ever see.
Yeah, no kidding.
You will ever see. You will be in a dressing room with a dwarf, a trans person, any different race you want to know, and
no one's even thinking about it.
No one's even thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've traveled the world with the most motley crew of people where you're like, how did these cunts get to know each other? Different age groups, different everything, and for the most part, there's a camaraderie and a thing. There's assholes like in any workplace. There's assholes. But for the most part, all sort of getting along. So if I could go down to a comedy club and the thing, but I don't see myself doing European tours.
You're not killing yourself on the road or
John Cleese does it in his 80s.
Yeah.
John Cleese goes around and does an evening with John Cleese and he sits there in a chair and they ask him questions. Anyone got any questions about the life of Brian? Yeah. You know what I mean? So he does it, but I don't think I would want to do that. I'd like to be a granddad. So in my living my best life, my wife's been dead for about 10 years. No, so living my best life. Me and the wife are sitting back watching telly. The grandkids come over once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever, if they live close.
Yeah.
Hopefully the family's together for Christmas and I can wander up and go do the Comedy Store and do 10 minutes and people give me a little bit of respect and pity on stage.
Nice.
People go, he's been around for a while. And I'll go, I'll tell you what else is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
We didn't all have aeroplanes. Not all of us had them. They were very rare for a person to have them.
Yeah, that sounds pretty perfect.
Yeah, so
Well-
where do you see yourself?
The same. I don't see myself stopping work. Like I see the same thing. Family is a huge part, and you probably won't go. Yeah, you probably start touring nursing homes.
Yeah.
Doing your thing. I would like to keep writing books. I would like to. I think writing is a cool outlet that you can kind of just do in your own time, in your own whatever little hobbit hole you've created as an old person. Have your coffee and write, and to be able to go out and do stand up a little bit.
I
would be nice.
I would happily do one acting job a year in retirement.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Not a lot. Just
That would be nice.
For 3 weeks, I got to go off and do a sitcom where I play the angry blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or some young comic has a sitcom, and I can be the bloke that comes in.
Right, exactly.
Whatever Don Johnson's doing.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like he seems to appear in a sitcom every now and again.
Just
You think,
shows
he's
up.
just that nice level. I have no will to direct anything or anything like that, but. You know, but also, when do you turn your brain off? When do you stop thinking of stand-up jokes? Because I don't sit down to write. They just come to you. You know.
I know. I don't think it turns off. I think because when I don't perform, if I have for some reason like a 2-week thing, if you're working or you're with your family and you don't, I find myself getting weird. Like getting a little bottled up, a little cranky, and it's because the thoughts don't stop, and you're not able to you're not getting them out. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think we can stop that.
Yeah,
I don't. Well, this was fantastic, and your special's killer. Another one.
Thank you.
Another one. And I have to say, Jim, when I watch you, I'm always really, really impressed.
Oh, thank you.
You have. There's not a single special that you do. There's very little that you say on stage that isn't a new thought on the world.
Wow.
And that's not an easy thing to conjure up.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks, fun.
All right, we got it, kids.